Hey everyone, so I'm pretty sure we've all come across the trolls and welcome to Bloxburg. Some worse, some funny, some to the point where you just want to quit Bloxburg forever and never come back. Here are 10 of the worst things that trolls do in Bloxburg. And writing that list made me a little bit annoyed, so I'm sorry if I sound angry throughout this video. But here are 10 of the worst things. Let's start with number 1, starting with a terrible one, and that is deleting your house. Now, usually this starts pretty fun and easy. Someone is like, oh, I can totally upgrade your house. I have a good house. Like, can I please be co-owner and upgrade your house? They go into build mode. 2 seconds later, your entire house is bulldozed. And you're like, okay, I lost everything that I worked for. And then they leave the game and they're out. And I don't know what they gain from it. Like, usually if someone trolls, they do it for the funny, you know? And yeah, that's probably like 8-year-old behavior, but under the surface. No, but yeah, they do that. They leave the game. I wonder how they feel afterwards, because if you delete someone's house, you either, like, if you don't feel guilt and then you leave the game, what do you have from it? You didn't even see a reaction. If you desperately want to troll someone, usually you want to see a reaction, but they don't get to see a reaction, so they usually just leave. And I wonder how they feel afterwards. And like, imagine their parents know and you're grounded for deleting someone's house on Bloxburg. That would actually be funny. That would be deserved anyways. Number 2 is putting stuff everywhere. Usually it's beans. And you only notice after a while, but you let someone into your house. For example, you're role-playing, you have a restaurant, anything basically that allows people to be either roommate or guest. I don't know if guests can still do that, probably still can. Or you're just hosting a barbecue for friends or something like that. Then a week later, you open a cupboard and it's filled with beans. You open another cupboard, more beans. Go upstairs, in the closet, there's beans. Beans in the bathroom, beans everywhere, beans in the attic. They're like, okay, I've been trolled and now I need to clean this up. And it's like funny if people do one cupboard, because that's easily cleaned up and you can be like, haha, that's funny. But honestly, like, if you're outside having, for example, a barbecue and someone goes inside, you don't even notice it. And they put like 300 cans of beans everywhere, and you have to go around your house for an hour. That's not really funny anymore, is it? Then at number 3 is knowingly donating glitched money. So a lot of people that donate money or get donated money don't know if it's glitched or not, so can't really do anything about that. That's not really a troll. But some people go on alt accounts, hack money into the game, donate it to their main account, and then donate that money to friends just to see if their friends would get banned or not. And if they get banned, they're like, L, get troll, that's funny. But you are the person who's banned. Now, usually, luckily, if you get donated glitched money, usually you get temporarily banned. So you can be unbanned if that happens. However, it's not funny. And for Coeptus as well, it takes time away from actually developing the game, because they have to deal with trolls donating glitched money and then the ban system flagging that. So that's not funny. That's kind of sad, actually. Number 4, now this one is kind of funny. This one I could see why people do that. I've done that before as well, is driving people into the river. For example, you take a car, you get someone in your car, you drive all the way up the mountain just to drive down the hill into the beach. And then once your car is submerged, you cannot drive anymore, so they have to swim all the way back. Now, the thing is, you have to swim all the way back as well or reset, so you kind of troll yourself with that. So, I mean, you get karma right away, don't you? Moving on to number 5, this is not even trolling, this is to the point of scamming, but it's people saying, donate, for example, 10k and I will double it. And then you donate 10k, but that usually happens with younger people, because I feel like older people, I don't want to be too judgy, but I feel like older people already know about this, so they're not gonna fall for it. But kids, like very young kids, will fall for it probably, because they're like, oh my god, I get to double my 10k that I worked for. Especially if someone comes off very trustworthy and then they donate to that person and that person leaves with 10k extra. You can't really do anything about that because reporting doesn't really make sense. I do want to mention that though, like some people, when they get scammed, they report the plot of that player, because that seems to be the only thing that you can do in Bloxburg. However, plot reports are based on plots and plots only, and there is not really a system to report someone in Bloxburg, the only thing that you can do is press on escape or go to the main page. Well, not the main page, but like the Roblox button. I don't know what it's actually called, or the settings probably. And then there you can flag a player or report a player to Roblox, but to Bloxburg you can't really do that. So it comes down to Roblox moderation basically, and reporting their plot will not change anything. And I put that under trolls, but it's kind of on the line with scamming as well. Moving on to number 6, we still are kind of in that scammy area. I mean, troll scamming sometimes goes kind of hand in hand, and that is the entire house ID market. Now, I get it, it's easy. If you want a big mansion and you have a lot of money and you can put in an ID code and that house renders in for you, you don't have to do anything. I get how easy and fun that is. However, a lot of these IDs are from people that don't want their houses shared and actually spend hours, weeks, or months on their build just to see it copied in a couple of seconds. It's kind of hurtful to the people that made those houses, and I get that you can be like, yeah, but the house is there, whatever, it already exists and they made it to copy, but some people really do not want their houses copied, even if it's a speed build. And even if they want their houses copied, they want you to do some effort for it. They don't want you to just go and paste a code into something that you paid for. I'm not gonna go into much detail about that, and load in that house in a few seconds, because that just makes it so easy to get different houses, and that's not the way that builds are intended to work. And especially for builders who created something unique just to see their house pop up 20 times in different servers. It must be frustrating. Number 7 is people sitting in front of your mailbox while you are building and asking for donations or yelling. This happens a lot, where usually people dressed as toddlers or babies come to your house while you're building and you just want to build in peace. You just want to have like a situation where you are alone and no one is bothering you, and then like 2 kids come up to your door and they're like, can you adopt me? And you're like, yeah, but my house is not finished. We don't care. You're so rude. At least donate us, something like that, or finish the build quick. Stuff like that, really just like triggering to some people. And then some people are like, oh hi, I see that you're building, so you have money, so you should donate to me. Stuff like that. Luckily that happens less and less. I see people asking for donations less frequently. More so people are asking their friends for donations, but not really strangers anymore. So that's a positive evolution. I think that's because earning money on Bloxburg became a lot easier. It used to happen a lot more frequently. Luckily that happens a little bit less now, but it still happens where if you have a massive house and you spent all of your money on that and you're in build mode just kind of working or editing it, people still come up to you and call you rude for not exiting build mode while they are talking to you when you just want to be left alone building on your house. Moving on to number 8, and that is glitching into a house and waiting for someone to come around. And for the person who owns the house, that is really scary, because they are upstairs, they come downstairs, suddenly there's someone sitting in their living room and you're like, how did they get in here? And usually they glitch through the walls. There's like a shift lock glitch that you can do. It's not funny, and I've been there. Like, I've seen people do that, waiting for 20 minutes just to be blocked within 5 seconds. But for mobile players who don't know that there is a button where you can block people, and those people just jump around your house and you don't realize that you can go in build mode or you can block people. So you have to like run behind the person who glitched into your house just to kind of kick them out. I've seen that happen, and it usually is a cat and mouse game of how long can I chase behind that person before I can click them and kick them out. I've seen that happen a lot. Then number 9 is people using the stuff in your backyard. So if you have like a trampoline or a pool and you put up a high fence just to make sure that people don't jump into your backyard, or you keep an open backyard depending on the type of house that you're building, and suddenly you see 3-4 people in your backyard just swimming into your pool, role playing, being like, oh, this is a public swimming pool. Looking out your window, you're like, wait, this is my house. Get out. And then they are offended because you kicked them out and they were just using your pool unsolicited, might I add. And it usually comes to like big fights, like people just coming into your backyard, jumping on your trampoline or stuff like that. And then they feel offended for entering your backyard. Well, it's just, I don't know. It's like, how do some people, even in a game, not get that that is your private property? I know it's a game and I know it's like very public and stuff like that, but that's like just a principle rule. Do not enter people's backyard. Even if it's in a game, don't enter someone's backyard and start swimming in their pool and using their trampolines and stuff like that. And then number 10, another terrible one, especially if you like saving up or you have a lot of years built up on Bloxburg, is someone having a roommate and then removing all the special stuff from your fridge. I'm talking Halloween cookies and muffins, Christmas like candy canes and stuff like that, or drinks that you have saved up, Valentine's Day cookies, for example, that you still have in your fridge, just very special items, even items that might not come back sooner or later, that you have saved up and you want to keep them, not even for a special occasion, you just want to keep them in your fridge, just so you know that you have them, and then someone comes into your house, asks for a roommate, and removes all of that stuff. I can imagine that you are so triggered, even if it's a friend doing that, I can imagine you blocking them right away, because you have saved up those items, and they might not come back, so you have just lost your special items, and that's really sad. I wish something could be done about that. But anyways, these are 10 of the worst things trolls do in Bloxburg. Some of them more annoying than others, some of them more closer to scamming than others, but all of them are still annoying. So please, if you want to troll someone or if you want to joke around with someone, keep in mind the effects on the future that has on the players, like future playingness in Bloxburg. Wow, that sentence didn't make sense. But anyways, if you want to do something funny, make sure it doesn't have a long-lasting effect on someone, even if it's in a game. Just have fun, but with respect to someone. Now anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this video didn't trigger you that much. If there's any more trolling cases that you want to talk about, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.